Welcome back, DGOT listeners. Nico and I are back again. This is the should be the second episode you're listening to today, or the second one we've released today. Another instant reaction. We recently went and saw Bloomhouse's latest creation, for lack of a better term, Afraid. Um, I'll get us kicked off here. I saw this trailer a couple times earlier this year when I went to see other movies, and I saw, hey, it's a horror movie and John Cho's in it. I'll check it out. But then I didn't see any marketing for it. I never saw a tweet about it. I never saw a commercial for it on TV. I just literally saw the trailer a couple times in theater, and I didn't even know the release date. But I saw that it was playing, and I texted Nico. I was like, "Hey, why don't you go see when you get off work today? Because you got off early. I was like, why don't you go see Afraid and tell me if I should waste my time going to see it?" And
I
yeah, I
did.
wish I hadn't. Yeah, you did go see it, and I wish I hadn't wasted my time seeing it. I this was a bad movie. I texted you after I got out, and I was like, "Boy, I know one thing. When I finish writing these scripts I'm working on, I'm going to shop them to Bloomhouse because apparently they'll greenlight anything." So I just the movie has an interesting premise, like a really good idea for a movie. I think AI and technology is so prevalent in today's world that this premise is scary to think about, but the movie just it was a turd. So go ahead with your general thoughts.
Oh, brother, this movie stinks. Yeah, like you mentioned though, I didn't know anything about this movie. Like I hadn't even seen any trailers, any posts, nothing about it. And, I
Yep.
follow mostly horror accounts on X, Twitter, a lot on Instagram, a lot on my Facebook. It pops up just because that's what my algorithm is. But if you hadn't told me to go see this movie, I wouldn't know this shit existed. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think John Cho, just general thoughts. I think he did a fine job acting. I think the acting overall is decent. Like it's serviceable. Like it's good. It's not terrible. But PG-13, and you can tell because I'm not gonna get into negatives now. I just don't think the movie's that good. And Blumhouse, Brian kind of gives me and you shit over A24, but we show Neon a lot of love too. They putting out some bangers, or at least some interesting movies. This
Yeah.
movie's just not interesting.
Yep.
Like the concept is interesting, but it's just not executed well at all. Like just go watch Megan. At least you get a cool portrayal, but and two really good female lead acts with Allison Williams and I can't remember the other little girl's name. Damn, she's good
I
though.
can't either. Yeah. Well, we did it backwards on the. That sounded questionable at best. We did reverse order the last instant reaction. We went with the cons first and then the pros. Let's do it again here because I got some stuff to say.
Well, I don't have that many pros, so yeah, let's just get to the
Yeah,
cons.
I don't either. So cons for me is it just it gave me Megan vibes, but it was like the worst parts of Megan, the parts of Megan that I bitched about when we reviewed it. I got those vibes from this movie. And to me, if you want to watch a movie that touches on this kind of thing, go watch Megan because it is better. Even though I didn't love the movie, um, I thought that I was very disappointed with the, I guess the reveal, if you want to call it that. We don't really get one.
Nope.
We don't really get a tangible thing to be like, yes, it's this. It's this is who we can overcome. We can beat this, even if we don't beat it. Even if it wins in the end, there wasn't like, okay, we can't beat this. It is kind of doom and gloom. Like there's no escaping this. It's going to be there forever. I thought the oh, and I guess we'll do spoilers. So spoiler warning now. But I thought the whole thing with the couple that we see in the opening scene, them coming back and being the ones outside the house and inside the house later in the movie, that didn't work. Like, okay, what? Why the hell? Why did that happen? Like,
Yeah.
if the AI, the technology is truly controlling everything, why would they need to turn other humans against this family to bully them into it? Because it didn't work. Like there was no, it was pointless. Um, I thought David S. Malkin, I like him. We praised him a lot on Late Night with the Devil. I thought he was miscast in this role, which I know you told me that's how he dresses in real life, and maybe he does, but I think that he was misused. He showed us what he could do in Late Night with the Devil, and then he's got such a minor character in this movie that is really. kind of pointless and doesn't amount to anything. It was just filler, in my opinion. So I thought he was misused. So I'm gonna say shame on them for that, wasting him like that. Um, there was a huge goof in the opening scene. Little girl is sitting there playing on her iPad. Music's loud. Parents say, "Put your headphones on. Put your headphones on." She grabs her headphones. It doesn't plug it in. Just puts them on her ears, and the sound stops. I don't know why that jumped out at me like that, but I was like, okay, the sound just stops when you put these corded headphones on. Nope, fuck out of here with that. Um, it just it was so unambitious. Like they didn't really take any chances. They're just like, hey, AI is taking over and it can control your life. It's listening, and that's the whole story. So it was a miss. Go ahead.
Yeah, big miss. I mean, it's like Shaq at the 3-point line. Like, good luck, brother. But PG-13 movie, that's a big problem for me. You got it. There are very few PG-13 horror movies that work. I mean, there are some really, really good ones. Don't get me wrong. This was not one of them. This movie is not scary whatsoever. There's no tension. It touches on a lot of subjects that are important. AI, the use of AI. The mother, like we mentioned in the front room, the mother feels like she has no purpose in life outside of just being a mother. That's a real issue, but I don't know, it's not executed well. You got, the screen time issue with kids, how big of an issue that is. We get it. The daughter, she gets her nudes exposed to the school. Then the AI takes over and kills the guy who does it. Interesting concept, but like you mentioned, in Megan, you see like the Megan android robot, whatever you want to call it, like doing all this stuff. So you're at least invested in watching Megan. This thing is just cyber hacking everything. It's just like in real life, that's scary to me, but like watching it in a movie, it's just not scary. It's not interesting. And the effects when the guy who does get killed by AI it looks super CGI. Like you could tell like that was like all CGI, like limbs and logs breaking into the window.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an hour and 24 minutes, and you kind of feel the runtime just because you're not invested or interested at all in what's going on.
I saw this movie at 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and I found myself like 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm like in it. I'm not tired from the day. I feel great. And I felt myself like, God, I'm getting tired in this movie theater. How long has this movie been going on? Um, I'm glad you mentioned the tree when it came through the windshield and everything. It definitely looked fake as hell. And also, that was the most tense part of the movie was the deep fake porn video and then AI, basically Siri and his Tesla killing him. That was given away in the trailer. Like they should have saved that because that could have been the height of the movie, but I'd already seen it. They gave it away in the trailer. I put in my letterbox review that this movie has the tension of a tuna salad sandwich. I mean, there's nothing scary about it. Even the jump scares that they tried should have worked, but I didn't flinch at all. I was like, okay, that happened. So yeah, it just missed. And I get it. If you're going PG-13, you're trying to attract a younger audience, get them into horror. Be like, oh, that was because I can see if you're 11, 12, this could be creepy and freak you out a little bit, especially with the way kids how much they use their screens and everything. But it just sucked. It just wasn't good. So
Yeah, it was
you
not
wanna
good at all.
you wanna jump into our couple pros now?
Yeah,
Or you
sure.
got any?
I thought John Cho was good. I thought he was sincere in his acting, as well as Catherine Waterston. Not familiar with her game, but I thought they both did a good job as parents. Trying to make it, trying to just be husband, wife, parent. Another thing that didn't work for me is Havana Rose Lee. I guess I don't know how you say it. My kinfolk, I can't even say her last name. Goodness gracious, Melody.
Lou.
The whole like her love interest in like Curtis, like it didn't work for me. Like why? Like that was not necessary either. Like I guess they were trying to. That was another thing they were trying to do. A loveless, or I don't want to say loveless. I think they love each other, but there's no passion in the marriage anymore. No sexy time, stuff like that. Too much stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Just
Hmm.
But honestly, the few positives I have, again, I think the movie looked good. Like it was decent looking. It wasn't like god awful. And John, some of the acting was good, but just not an interesting story at all to me.
So the pros that I'll give it are John Cho. Like I said, he's the reason I went and saw this movie. Harold and Kumar, one of my favorite movies from my high school years, and I think that he's great in everything he's done, everything I've seen of his. Honestly, I want him to get more roles. I'm a big John Cho fan. Um, the rest of the family was great. Lukita Maxwell as the older daughter was great. I thought Cal was one of the best young child actors that I've seen in a long time. He was funny. He seemed genuine and sincere. He didn't get a lot of screen time, but when he was on the screen, he was definitely a highlight. Um, and then, yeah, Havana Rose Lou, the melody, that was a weird storyline that they try to. It's like she was being manipulated. She had to do this. AI was making her do this, I guess. And then Catherine Waterston, I'm a little more familiar with her game than you are. I know her from the Fantastic Beast movies and the Harry Potter universe. She was in Alien Covenant, which I didn't really like, and she was in. I'll take this chance to plug another A24 movie because I can't do that enough. She was in one of my favorite A24 movies, mid '90s, which was written by Jonah Hill. Definitely go check that movie out. But other than that, man, yeah, I don't really have positives for this movie. It was lame, and if you want to see a movie that does a similar concept better, go watch Megan. But yeah, you got any other closing thoughts or
Yeah, yeah. Blumhouse, what are you doing?
yeah?
This has been a terrible, terrible year for you guys, in my opinion. And listen, I've seen what you've done in the past. You've done some good movies, some really good movies. Sinister, Get Out, The Purge, Halloween 2018. Like, I like those movies. They're good. Y'all got to go back to the drawing board. Y'all are like Nike and Jordan brand this year. Just I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know if there's the disconnect or what's going on, but Night Swim, Imaginary, and this, I
No,
expect a lot better out of you guys for this.
I'll do you one better. I've got Bloomhouse's list of movies they've released. I'm only going to say the ones that I've seen or that I'm familiar with, even if I haven't seen them. Stop me when you hear a good one. So you got Afraid, Imaginary, Night Swim, Five Nights at Freddy's, which I thought sucked. The Exorcist Believer. I didn't see it, but it tanked, and there's a reason I didn't see it because I heard it was god awful.
I didn't
Um,
think that was as terrible as people made it out to be, but it wasn't great.
Insidious Red Door, which I'm not a really big fan of that franchise, so I'm the wrong person to talk about that one, but I didn't love it. Sick was awful. I mean, terrible. Megan, and then Halloween Ends. And there's several movies they've released in between those that I just listed that I'm not familiar with, but I'm sure they're bad too. What are you doing? Will you just greenlight anything? Can I send you a project I'm working on? That's what I want to know. So
Hey,
anyway, um, I gave the movie 1.5 stars on Letterboxd. I'm not sure what you give it.
if I were to rate it, probably like out of 10, probably like a 2 out of 10, one out of 5, something. Yeah, it was not
Okay,
good. I did
I
not
wasn't
enjoy
sure.
it.
I wasn't sure if you did a letterbox on it, but yeah. I mean, I said the last line of my review said even the great John Cho and David S. Malchian couldn't save it. It's just a disaster. Save your money, save your time if you haven't seen it yet. If you have, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And yeah, this is another one that you don't have to worry about us reviewing anytime soon.
Nope.
But other than that, I want to thank you all for tuning in again, and we'll be back with another instant reaction a little bit later.
For a good movie, in my opinion.
It is. It is. Support cinema.